Growing up in superstitious communities in a country like Ghana, stories of money rituals abound. The tales are similar across the length and breadth of the country, whether it's about one missing a body part after being touched by a stranger, or turning into an object after taking an item not belonging to you, as well as stories of how the wealth of some individuals in communities can be traced to a ritual source.
Schedule so and then schedule by a schedule the Ashas, oh, not tobacco be. Yes, so, maybe say, and cocoa mantis, it's the same cocoa mantis, Nigerian Bishawa, Okunkum Nipama, Uncle Fone, what a bosia or crown crofuni be crown, or Obikum almost says Obidum who count a crabia, now bear my irano, and I buy it. But who say, I don't know, a buy, I know about. Say I'm not so buy about system. They say the
But concerns have heightened recently following a spike in reported cases of ritual killings. Is that, however, the case, or nosy media houses are just putting a spotlight on a few ones?
Ritual murders have been with us. When I say with us, I mean it's been with human history for quite a long time. In fact, we could be traced to biblical times. Where in the Bible, Abraham was told to offer some form of sacrifice to by God. The only difference is that now you can see that because of the media presence and media coverage and social media and all that, now we tend to see it more within the media space, also on many platforms, and that it becomes so gruesome to people. But if you look at the history of Ghana in terms of, policing, and if you look at the kind of crimes that we've recorded over the years from 1990s through to 2000s up to now, you see that always there have been traces of people who have either gone missing and their bodies later on found somewhere along the line.
Issues of ritual killing took over the airwaves this year after some teenagers at Kaswa killed a neighbor, allegedly for money ritual purposes. The two were arrested after father of one of them blew their cover. The two, who are currently standing trial, are said to have lured the deceased 11-year-old Ishmael Mensah into an uncompleted building and smashed his head with a club and cement blocks. Ever since the incident was reported, similar cases linked to money rituals have been recorded in some parts of the country. Just on Monday, news reports revealed that a 13-year-old boy has allegedly been beheaded for ritual purposes at Mafi. 2 weeks before this incident, bodies of 3 persons were found in the room of Richard Apia in Abisim, a town near Sunyani. The Ashanti region has had its fair share of its own suspected cases of ritual killings. In the month of July, a taxi driver was found dead and nearly beheaded at Tafo, while the body of a 2-year-old who was missing at Obuasi was found dead in a gutter. In August this year as well, the body of an unknown person was found at Ejiso Krapa. Residents of Amanasi near Suhum have had cause to protest on several occasions over the operations of ritualists in the community. Crime researcher John Zopokuwari typifies what forms ritual killings.
When you look at the patterns that I've observed, most of the time people, when they vanish or they are kidnapped and their bodies are seen later on, you see that certain parts of their bodies are missing. About almost 50 to 55% of the cases that are profiled from 2008 up to 2019 seems to share those kind of characteristics. And most of the time, where there's ritual killings, you see that when the bodies are found out, certain components of the bodies are missing. In fact, it is one major characteristic with all forms of ritual murders and ritual killings. And that is one way for you to differentiate that kind of crime from other kind of crime, for instance, like the one we witnessed in Abisim.
Some persons have attributed recent happenings to the quest by the youth in particular to acquire wealth without the hard work that comes with it.
I won't say Nadia Ebimodi as how. What do you say? Sa Osha, Nesanka, a Nipano, and Nevia Sayawono, Ebimu Pesicantam, Sikam Prempre, Ebimu Dipa, or no so by your no, a quidi panka crankra, no one yakakra diatono, or no yasa, or Koyobi Bukata, no Sole o Miko Kuwe Edia Konyesica, a Sunina and a Basana, and yet.
Some, however, have attributed the canker to the activities of spiritualists who claim to have the power of money doubling. How plausible is this? To understand the workings of such persons, I visited the shrine of a known spiritualist, Kwaku Bonsam. He contends that nothing of his sort exists.
If I'm not lying to you, if there is double money in this world that can me, I will give 2 billion categorized to Ghana Republic, the president of the Republic of Ghana. Nana, he says, and Nana Danko Akufo-Addo. There's no double money there. If somebody was challenge me, Kwaku Bonsam, I'm sitting in the City FM, City TV, live and colored. If somebody was challenging me that there is double money is there, let the person come out. Let him come out and tell me that there's double money there. There is pocket need right there. There is no something like that. Why the president go to China, Canada, US to begging for loan? You see, they bring the boss, and you are watching. If the person have that billions of dollars, how go and look at his background? The person using Tico, how can the person using Tico can double money for you? You go look at his background. He said that me sika na media mini. If you are doing the money, you don't chop, but somebody can chop is good.
Kwaku Bonsam further clarifies circumstances under which spiritualists operate.
I do boasting. Ajuma moi. Ajuma to boast your boasting, to boast your business. I do ajuma moi. So if somebody is selling something and they come to my shrine here in Sapima office road, then my business doesn't go good. I want you to help me so that my business will go good. I will tell you, go and buy maybe a cow or a sheep or a dove, a cocoa, and I say I confirm I confirm guinea fowl. And then I use that one to do sacrifice. It doesn't need human blood. It doesn't need human blood. It doesn't need human more. Nipa more here and I go human blood. But whilst people cannot do that such a thing, they didn't have any power to do such a thing. That is why they use their own marginalization to put it in such a way. Say, "Oh, can hey, kofe nipa moja bra." When so unya nipa moja ni bi mantino. If he tell you that ya, oba adwin say okwa kofa ba unya ma etino ofasika no. But somebody who have boldness say obe mekum edi akọ obe ya ama me. That's why and then kola ni nipa yira no eni sa ne mani nyina ekoso. But enye nipa nyina ene dim nipa moja eye bibi. Ade nipa moja betima krama moja timiye.
But curious about Kwaku Bonsam's stance, I pushed him further on what accounts for the overnight riches of some young persons. He claims such persons only use that as a cover-up for other illicit activities they engage in.
Not all of the boys that they are saying that they are Sakawa boys kill people. Listen to me. Some of them, they are just maybe sit down at the computer and do one or two things and maybe they collect money from those white people to be rich.
The target of some of these gruesome acts has been children. Not only are affected parents left distraught, it leaves others in constant fear.
Because Osha Nisa Osresi Yapona Yaba Nebano Yan could train it to a council road now Canada Nina Harding because me I'm him won't call any be. I'm a Domo school crime is through. She said they be so almost Domo school. No, Omopoa, Masako for Maba, so a Duma Muama Miano, Sanka, Nepapa Milisan Kankala, Nanka and Komaba, Nanka, Messumia that me were Juma Maya.
A major concern for many is the difficulty of security agencies to bring closure to some of these cases. But Kwaku Bonsam believes the police can arrest the situation by forming a specialized unit solely for such purposes.
I beg IGP, the current IGP that he come, and I know that IGP, he don't intonate nonsense. He always say like truth. I want the IGP to put his leg down, and let he form some group that they are going to watch for television. That they train them for those who are doing that job.
Police, in a recent interview with City News, however, assured that they were on top of security issues in the country, despite these and other killings.
Acting Inspector General of Police met some commanders from the Ashanti region, Tema, Accra, and others. And they've also been tasked to re-engineer their operational activities in their respective regions to reduce cases of robbery and other violent crimes.
In the case in the Volta region, Police have so far apprehended the priestess, who is alleged to have directed the suspect to bring a human head for the sacrifice. The suspect in the Abesim case is still being interrogated by the police. Meanwhile, the teenagers who are standing trial for the killing of a 13-year-old at Kaswa have been remanded into police custody. One of them also confessed in court that they killed another pregnant woman for the purposes of money rituals. For Kwaku Bonsam, all perpetrators needed to be handed the stiffest of punishment when found guilty.
Semina no kwagu musa sanko fo ngukum nipa no se Ghana ha no semina me ye if the constitution is in my hand ka will stand just a minute for then if you kill somebody also you dey say ka be power abodwi ha and then you mark here you remove your mouth now you know your suggest somebody aguonum the government the Republic of Ghana His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo anybody who kills somebody let the law of Ghana the on sign to pay. Yes, because they go to inside the prison where they go chop. And what you want to enjoy? No, say this guy. No, say be catch this guy. They my prison for crying so.
But not all of these cases are for money ritual purposes. Crime researcher John Sopokuwari wants the police to open up investigations to other possible reasons for the crimes.
The idea is that once people are murdered and we see body parts missing, definitely, they call it sika, duro. It is going to be used for money rituals. Not all of them are for money rituals. So for me, the security agencies shouldn't just look at the issue of, people say it is ritual killing. Okay, they have to ask, and do more profiling of the guy.
All stakeholders are concerned about the increasing spate of ritual killings and are calling on relevant authorities to take measures and steps to stop these killings. Reporting for City News, Hansen Ajiman.